It's NASCAR's fastest short track. You've got to be here to take it all in.
Pit road is open. Let's go to Jim Noble.
A lot of talk about who's going to stay and who's going to go ahead and come in. Austin Dillon is going to come in. Danny Sockman says pack that fuel cell full. You never know what's going to happen. He's also going to get 2 tires. The tire wear has been fantastic on the 3. Wendy Venturini.
The 11 car is in for fuel only, and an adjustment he's going to have to watch as he leaves pit road. Brad Gilley.
Kyle Busch came in for 2 tires, said he's very happy with his race car once it got off the splitter on the short run. Daniel Suarez coming in for 4 tires. His problem, his car just simply started fading. He had about 16 more laps on his tires than Kyle Busch. Brett McMillan.
4 tires for Kurt Busch. And also Jimmy Johnson came in. He got fuel only. William Byron got a 2-tire change. What a variety of strategies.
So coming off pit lane, Kyle Busch, no tires, just gas. Same thing for Jimmy Johnson in second. Denny Hamlin in third. 2 tires for Clint Boyer. He comes off fourth. 2 tires for William Byron. He'll currently be 5th off the pit lane.
And Mark, with 77 to go, I can't imagine that anybody can stretch the fuel. So even with this yellow flag, everybody probably is going to have to come back to pit road.
I'm anticipating another caution for them to have to come to pit road. But remember, 68 laps Austin Dillon ran earlier. So we have 77 to go. Each yellow flag lap equals, there's 2 yellows for every green. It could be close.
You're doing math, man.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
Yeah, but here's the bottom line.
Me.
Somebody will try to get to the end from here with the fuel that they've got on board right now, and maybe try to steal this race with fuel mileage. Right now, let's go to Jim Noble.
One quick correction, Austin Dillon did take 4 tires instead of 2, so he's out there on 4 fresh Goodyears. But also, Kevin Harvick, they talked about not taking anything, not even pitting, because they thought track position was more important. And Rodney Childers said, Kevin, you ran your fastest lap of the race with 57 laps on your tires. But when a lot of the leaders stayed out, they went ahead and did something different, so Harvick came in and took 4 as well.
Now let's go over to Wendy Venturini.
Just following up on Denny Hamlin, he was super loose. He couldn't be aggressive entering the corner at all, and his car was super darty. Chris Gabehart was trying to give him more time on those tires from hitting that splitter, letting the car work its way to it. But they ended up coming down pit road. It was fuel only for Denny Hamlin and also put a little bit of wedge in. But they just commented on the radio. Mark, to follow up with what you're saying in the booth, they don't feel anyone can make it on fuel. So they are in a save fuel position, but they feel like everyone's going to have to come back down.
So Eric Almirola, Eric Jones, Chase Elliott did not pit. So let's see what that strategy, how that plays out here at the end of the race. Kyle Busch, first car off the pit lane, is going to be scored currently in 4th.
And this is the first time since the start of the race that Jimmy Johnson's been in a spot to be a threat. He will be 5th here on the restart. He was blazing fast here at the outset of this, and then he's kind of been mortal the rest of the race. We'll see what happens here for the driver of the 48 car.
No question, though, Doug, there has been more speed today and more consistency out of the Hendrick Motorsport Chevrolets. Chase Elliott is 3rd. Jimmy Johnson is 5th. William Byron is 8th. Alex Bowman being scored 17 laps down, the first car 1 lap down. He's been strong all day, but has never been able to get back to the lead lap to kind of prove it. But Hendrick Motorsports, certainly a much better day today than they've had all season long.
Well, we'll see what happens here when they come back to the line and restart. It'll be 74 laps to go. Eric Almirola, the lead. 2nd, 3rd, Chase Elliott. Kyle Busch, 4th. 5th, Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin, 6th, 7th, Clint Boyer, William Byron, 8th, Daniel Suarez, 9th, and in 10th. Nice day today for Ryan Newman.
He's done a nice job. 11th spot goes to Kurt Busch. Austin Dillon is 12th. 13th is Kevin Harvick. 14th, Martin Truex Jr. Then in the 15th position, it's going to be Michael McDowell. 16th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 17th, it is going to be Paul Menard. Alex Bowman, I mentioned before, in the 18th position. 19th, Chris Buescher. 20th, Daniel Hemrick.
We have 16 cars on the lead lap, and Pat Patterson, they're about ready to turn them loose. They're over in turn 3.
Yep, the lights are off on the pace truck. Eric Almirola up here on the front row alongside Eric Jones. Then Chase Elliott, who's had a good car this afternoon, lines up beside Kyle Busch. inside the third row with Denny Hamlin. The fans are on their feet. They know we got some great.
And they're about to enter now the Geico restart zone. Green flag is coming with 74 laps to go in the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500. The green flag waves. On the bottom of the racetrack, Almirola gets a pretty good jump, but now Jones fights back to the outside, a slight advantage going into one.
Almirola had the choice, being the race leader. He picked the inside lane. Will it work to his advantage? Maybe not. Here comes Eric Jones. He spun early. He's trying to take the lead. Right behind him, teammate Kyle Busch.
Jones will edge out in front briefly, at least in front of this pack. Right behind him is Kyle Busch. To the bottom is Eric Almirola, trying to hold on to his car there. Denny Hamlin in the third spot.
Eric Jones out in front. Behind him, it's craziness. It's Kyle Busch working now to the outside of Eric Almirola, being pushed by teammate Denny Hamlin. William Byron and Ryan Newman are right there.
Almirola fighting hard, but I think it's not all for naught. Denny Hamlin will race into third, and now JGR Toyota's run 1, 2, 3.
Kyle Busch got it wound up there in that second spot. Let's see if he tries to make a move for the lead on Eric Jones here in the very front. Jones out in front by about a car length. 6 car lengths back to Denny Hamlin.
Ryan Newman on the prowl. He gets by Jimmy Johnson. Also Chase Elliott. Johnson now battling with Kurt Busch as they head to turn 1. Johnson on the inside.
Kyle Busch good, but not great the first half of this race, but the car has come to him. He and Adam Stevens have worked on it. He's all over the back bumper. Teammate Eric Jones takes a beat to the inside, but no room.
Kyle Busch, will he make his move to go back to the lead here? No, he'll go right in behind his teammate, Eric Jones, bottom of the racetrack. 3 car lengths back to Denny Hamlin, another car length to Eric Almirola.
Eric Jones will pull Kyle Busch down the front stretch through the double dogleg here. Next in line, it's Denny Hamlin, Eric Almirola, William Byron in the 5th spot.
So those 5 will pull away just a bit from the 6th place car of Ryan Newman. He enjoys a 2-car length advantage over the man running 7th. That's Chase Elliott, followed by Austin Dillon, Jimmy Johnson, and Clint Boyer.
Denny Hamlin running in that 3rd spot's making up a little bit of ground now. He'd like to get right up there on Kyle Busch, who now down for the lead. Here comes Kyle Busch, bottom of the racetrack, door to door for the lead off 4.
Eric Jones leading laps for the first time this season, but Kyle Busch tries to swing up in front. Eric
JGR teammates 1, 2, 3. This time Kyle Busch, Eric Jones, and looking at Denny Hamlin right behind him. It's Eric Almirola about 4 car lengths back. Denny Hamlin looking out for trying to make a pass off 4.
69 laps to go here at Texas. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Going into turn 3, Ryan Newman just took over 7th, but he's got 3 cars behind him in hot pursuit. Jimmy Johnson is there, so is Clint Boyer. Austin Dillon has lost a little bit of ground. Meanwhile, leader Kyle Busch across the stripe. With 68 laps to go, Eric Jones trying to find his way back to the front.
Single file at least 15 deep. The first man to step out of line, so to speak, would be Denny Hamlin 3rd. He went up a groove trying to find some clean air to get around Eric Jones.
Throw a blanket over those top 4 cars as they race down the backstretch here into turn 3. Hamlin closes it in on 2nd place, Eric Jones. Jones starts to look to the outside of the leader.
Eric Jones doesn't want to give up that spot. It's Kyle Busch. Jones tries to peek to the outside. He's being forced by Denny Hamlin.
He's back up to speed, and how about William Byron having a fine run?
From his teammates right now. Again, Eric Jones just a half a car length back, working the middle of the racetrack, trying to find a way to make a pass. Now dives to the bottom of the racetrack.
He takes a peek but slides up to the top spot. So 3 JGR Toyotas running in the top 3 spots. Then you have Hendrick 5th, 6th, and 7th as Jimmy Johnson has taken over the 7th spot from Ryan Newman, but Newman battles back.
I watch Newman on the outside of the racetrack. Jimmy Johnson down low. Right tucked in behind him is Austin Dillon. Clint Boyer there at 12 for 5.
Jimmy Johnson can't quite get the momentum he needs to make the pass on Ryan Newman, and it's getting really busy with that pack of cars. Johnson now leading Clint Boyer. A good battle with Kurt Busch and Austin Dillon.
Let's get an update from pit road and Brad Gilliland.
Well, before that pit stop, Daniel Suarez was the runner-up on the racetrack that made a 4-tire change. He is right now dropping back. He is in 14th. He got on the radio and told crew chief Billy Scott something's wrong with the car. It just wants to go straight into the turn. They told him it was probably the sticker tires. Suarez thinks it's something else, so we'll update if we hear something new.
One of the other things that we saw, Jimmy Johnson restarted 4th here, and he dropped back. He's stabilized right now in the 8th position. But Mark, he has not demonstrated the same speed that he had early on.
And when he was out front, they couldn't touch him. For a while there, he had a couple of different challengers. Each time he was able to fend them off, and each time able to stretch it out. That was in stage 1. And as we've talked about, he's had a good day from there. He just hasn't been the same car.
No, he's not, but he's inside the top 10. It's Kyle Busch. He has pulled away a little bit from Eric Jones. Next in line, Denny Hamlin. And then it'll be Eric Almirola and also William Byron, who's had one of his better runs ever right now in the 5th position here at Texas Motor Speedway. Mark, it's time to start thinking about, can Kyle Busch do this trick again? He has done it twice at Bristol Motor Speedway, where he has gone in and swept the weekend. 2009, 2014. He's had 2 chances to do it here. Actually, he swept at Bristol in 2010, 2017. 09 and 14, he had a shot to do it at Texas and couldn't pull it off.
During the Wix Filters pre-race show, when he was asked about it, it's just another race. No, it's not for Kyle Busch. He likes to do big things. He likes to do things nobody else has ever done, and that, of course, would be to pull off the triple here at Texas and sweep the entire weekend. And, he's already, put up these huge numbers. He's already passed the 200 mark, and maybe we can start thinking about 250, 300 down the road. And I do know one thing. Over on the Gander Truck Series, he can only run one more race, and they're going to be so happy to see him leave that series this year because he's already 4 for 4. We'll try to go 5 for 5 at Charlotte.
We're not giving the race to Kyle Busch yet. There's still 61 laps left to go, and there are some pretty capable cars out there. I do know this for a fact, that the PR department here in Texas has a broom with a big sign on it. Congratulations on the sweep or something like that for Kyle Busch if he does win this race.
Yeah, I figure Eddie Gossett and David Hart are going to be ready for that. This is certainly good news for Eric Jones, Doug. He started the season 3rd at Daytona, 7th at Atlanta. After that, not so much. Las Vegas 13th, Phoenix 29th, 19th at Fontana, 30th at Martinsville. So this is certainly a big turnaround day for that young driver from Michigan.
Nice battle with Ryan Newman and Jimmy Johnson heading into turn 3.
Yep, Johnson's on the bottom of that battle into turn 3. Newman to the outside there. He's also got Clint Boyer to deal with on the bottom, and Kurt Busch.
They try to push their way by to the inside. Johnson clears Newman. So does Boyer. Now side by side, Kurt Busch with Newman in 1.
Kyle Busch slides up the racetrack in front of you, Rob.
Yeah, Kyle Busch got out of shape in the middle of 1 and 2. He loses the race lead. Now Denny Hamlin will flash by. Eric Jones easily bypasses him. He's back to the 4th spot.
Yeah, Kyle Busch now under attack by William Byron. We look on the right side of the car. Don't see any problem there as he's gathering his speed back up again.
Tried to throw a big block on William Byron. Byron said, you know what? You won't let me by on the outside. I'm going down to the bottom.
Kyle just slipped up the banking in 1 and 2, and once you get up there, it takes a while to regain your forward bite. He's now fighting to try to get 5th back or 4th back from William Byron as they're side by side.
Well, you used that word yesterday, Rob, about being deceptive on this track bite stuff. He might have been trying it out where he shouldn't have been. Kyle Busch now at the bottom of the racetrack trying to make up some ground.
And you get up in the high groove, Mark, and that's where all the junk is, and that stuff gets on your tires, and it takes you 3 or 4 laps to get back up to speed. He seems to have recovered now.
Well, Rob Albright, if it's dark black, you're in a good spot. If it's gray up near the wall, you're in a bad spot.
Yeah, but in the past, we would roll marbles off these tires. Not so much anymore, but still is a little dusty. It's still a little bit greasy. They did put the traction compound down Thursday night. None has been added since then. They did, however, use the tire Dragon to bring additional rubber on the racetrack. So it varies where you run on the racetrack just how much extra traction you're going to get with that compound, the sticky stuff, and also the tire Dragon.
Now let's go to Brad Gilley.
Well, Mark, going into turn one, Kyle Busch just simply lost the race car and drifted up. He's been very quiet on the radio. His spotter, Tony Hirschman, told him, look, just get it back underneath you and let's go back after him. And Kyle did just hop on the radio just a second ago and said, just got away from me a little bit, guys.
Eric Jones is the race leader. Denny Hamlin second, Eric Almirola third. The rest of the top five, Kyle Busch and William Byron.
Ready to set record time at the dealership? Accelerate car buying online with AutoTrader. Do your paperwork, get financing options, and a trade-in value all online. To get a monthly payment based on your information before you buy. Save time at the dealership when you start the deal online. Accelerate your deal with AutoTrader.
Grime, friction, wear, destructive words when it comes to an engine. Adding Z-Max micro lubricant to your oil and fuel allows it to soak into metal to disperse harmful carbon deposits. You wouldn't wax a car with dirt on it. Don't run your engine without Z-Max. Help improve performance, reduce emissions, extend engine life, and improve fuel mileage with Z-Max micro lubricant. Get Z-Max today at zmax.com or your local auto parts store.
Kyle Busch now headed down pit road in front of Brad Gilley. What's the story here, Brad?
Kyle just jumped on the radio, said right side tires. He dove his car on the pit road. He said, look, we're going to have to make another stop anyway, so this is going to be it. He's going to have to hope this race stays green for a while if he wants to get a triple win this weekend here at Texas. Crew's gone around to the right side of the race car. We'll see if they're going to make a 4-tire change. They're going to top him off with Sunoco. They're also putting the roof flap down, and they've got some work to do on the right side of the car. That was a very long pit stop for 2 tires, guys.
And it came with 53 laps to go, now 52 as Kyle Busch leaves pit road.
And we watch right now Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin, and Eric Almirola did put Kyle Busch a lap down after he made that pitch.
Hey, guys, he popped the wall hard in turn 2, so he's got some damage to that right side. I don't know how significant it is, but that right side is completely flat on the 18 car.
So they pulled it out during that pit stop. So William Byron fourth and Chase Elliott now catching the lead group, but up front, Denny Hamlin's trying to go for the lead.
And Eric Almirola right there as well. He goes to the low side. Denny Hamlin up high. Almirola will draw almost even off turn 2 with Jones continuing to lead.
Door to door, that's the battle right behind Eric Jones as we watch Almirola going to work on Denny Hamlin. Hamlin to the outside. His car wiggles just a little bit, but they stay door to door all 4.
50 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. The race leader is Eric Jones, being pursued by Denny Hamlin, Eric Almirola. The rest of the top 5, William Byron and Chase Elliott. We got to take a local timeout now from Texas Motor Speedway. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network. From the Granite State of New Hampshire down through North Carolina and all the way to California, the Speedway Motorsports Incorporated footprint is truly national.
Start your engine!
This is Bristol.
Hey, drivers, light these bad boys up!
From 0 to wow.
We've got a car in trouble, and that, guys, will bring out a caution. Fans are on their feet.
SMI action is never ending.
A half-mile lap in only 14.7 seconds. You can't fake fast. It's the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway, Sunday, April 7th. The rush, the roar, the intensity. It's NASCAR's fastest short track. You've got to be here to take it all in. What are you waiting for? Get your tickets today at bristoltix.com. That's bristoltix.com. It's Bristol, baby.
By the way, it's never a good feeling to see your check engine light on. Thankfully, AutoZone's Fix Finder service can tell you the most likely fix for free. Get in the zone, AutoZone. We are now in the AutoZone commercial-free zone. No more commercials till we wave the checkered flag. Right now, let's check in with Wendy Venturini.
As for our leader, Eric Jones, he was last on pit road at lap 238 where he took fuel and 4 tires. They think they can make it, of course, on that one more stop with about 30 laps to go. He should be pitting anywhere around lap 304 to 307. So keep those numbers in mind. If you're an Eric Jones fan, that is when he should be hitting pit road.
46 laps here at Texas. And again, commercial free to the checkered flag. Let's go down to Jim Noble.
I know Austin Dillon isn't running up front, but keep this in mind. He's been off sequence for a while here now. They can run it down to about 12, 13 laps to go before they have to hit pit road and just do a splash of fuel. Should be a very quick stop. Might not get the 3-team the win, but could get them a top 5.
Watching a couple of other cars that might get into the mix before this is all done today. Mark, you were talking a little bit about William Byron. He is in 4th, not that far behind him, Chase Elliott, and they can see the leaders.
They've been creeping up on the lead trio of Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin, Eric Almirola, and beginning to join that battle, catching Chase Elliott. Jimmy Johnson also there. Clint Boyer, probably the maddest guy after qualifying the other day here at Texas. And by the way, Jay Fabian, who of course now is the Monster Energy Cup Series director for NASCAR, said after qualifying, guess what? We're going to make more tweaks. This is not going to happen. And they're going to be, again, working on qualifying for these intermediate speedways.
I will say this, as disappointing and as disjointed as qualifying was, this race is made up for that. I've forgotten all about what we saw here in qualifying, or didn't see. As let's go ahead and set you with a full field rundown here with 42 laps to go. Eric Jones leads by a half second over Denny Hamlin. Eric Almirola is 3rd. William Byron is 4th. 5th is Chase Elliott. He's about 2 seconds back from the leader. Jimmy Johnson is 6th. Clint Boyer rides in 7th. 8th is Kurt Busch. 9th is Ryan Newman. And 10th is Kevin Harvick.
Newman just cut off Harvick in a big way to hold on to that 9th spot. Daniel Suarez 11th. Austin Dillon 12th. Martin Truex Jr. 13th. 14th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Last car on the lead lap in 15th. Good day for Michael McDowell. Joey Logano -1 in 16th. Then Alex Bowman 17th. 18th, Chris Buescher. Paul Menard 19th. Ty Dillon 20th. First car 2 laps down.
21st will be Ryan Preece. Kyle Busch is currently being shown as 22nd. Bubba Wallace 23rd. 24th, David Reagan. 25th to Matt Tiff. Matt DiBenedetto is 26th. 27th, Parker Kligerman. 28th, Ross Chastain. 29th, Corey LaJoie. And Landon Castle rides 30th.
Then 31st, B.J. McLeod. Garrett Smithley 32nd. 33rd, Bailey Curry. Reed Sorensen 34th. 35th, Daniel Hemrick. Brad Keselowski, a long time in the pits, still 55 laps down, but will not get a DNF. He's back out there on the racetrack in 36th. Ryan Blaney, his teammate, had a problem. He is out. He'll be scored today, 37th. Timmy Hill, 38th. Kyle Larson had problems after he cut down a tire, hit the wall. He will get credit today for the 39th and final position.
Now let's go up to Jim Noble.
Final pit stop for Chase Elliott. It'll be 4 tires fuel, just a slight air pressure adjustment. They're going to bump up the air pressures to see if he can take off a little bit better. Around to the left side, clean so far. Second can of Sunoco fuel going in, and Chase Elliott is down and away.